AI advanced and their technology advanced, many people don't need to work. But, okay, wisdom people, skilled people, they are looking for by themselves, they study and they get knowledge and they try to make an effort and politics, whatever. But 95%, they are not interested in sort of things. But what they were doing at that time? This is my interest. Right? Like current Trump is supported by 35 people. The 35 people is there just blue workers, but actually they lost job. But in future, you don't need to work. Basic income, I'll give you money. But how they try to keep them happy? This is why several hundred years they are so happy era they sustain. This is my concern.
Right. Well, I don't know whether everybody was happy. They were constantly fighting among each other. It was not really a...
No. Be careful. Fighting each other, just only political people. Okay? Political people kill each other, but ordinary people, they don't do anything at all. What they are doing at that time. Okay, this is my concern is democracy. Okay? Democracy is majority people. Majority people is not clever. They are sort of kind of stupid people, okay, and they are not intending to something. They're just interested in getting money and greedy, and they are just eating food and sleep, don't want to work. But how they try to keep them happy? This is my concern.
Well, I think that's where the arts come from, and that's where the
art?
Olympic Games come from. And
no, I tell you, theater, okay, once a week. Olympic Games once a year.
Right.
But how do they going to sustain their motivation? How do they try to them keep happy? This is my concern. Okay. How try to trust each other, even if they don't do anything at all. But like poetry or theater or some doing something, art and something. But this is very few people, right?
Doesn't involve the majority.
Majority people, what are doing at that time for 100 years? They are trying to keep them happy. How they did it?
But I do believe that actually the people who did not have to work and engaged in these kinds of activities, they were a very small group within the Greek society.
No. 30,000 people is actually this kind of doing people or the 1,000, 2,000 people involved in politics, democracy, so on and so forth. But actually almost all 30,000 people, they don't do nothing at all. And how they going to keep them happy for several hundred years? This is my interesting. And this kind of era will going to have experience in near future.
But they were not soldiers, they were not
no
engaged in, like for example, like Alexander the Great.
This is actually a few people going to join with him.
I think they are always chatting and discussion everywhere, anytime. Because currently European people said Greeks is a liar. liar.
This is actually part of me, but one thing is true, okay? They're chatting, discussing every day.
Right.
And, several hundred years?
Philosophy. Oh no, they are also they built a huge empire that stretched from Greece, and they were constantly at war. First of all with the Persians, and then when the Persians were
this is Alexander the Great.
This is Alexander the Great. No. Okay.
I tell you, only few people take out from this Greece. They just hire the soldiers on the way to the Iranian country.
A lot, and actually, if it were up to Alexander the Great, his empire would be bigger. But actually, his soldiers didn't want to go any further. They thought it was enough, and there was a lot of bickering going on at the time among the Greeks, because actually the Greeks were not the Greeks. The Greeks were the Macedonians, the Athenians, the Spartans. They were not united at all. So there were Macedonians who actually felt that Alexander the Great gave way too much tribute to for example, the Persians, and he was much too lenient, and there were people in Athens who felt that they were not represented enough, and that the Macedonians got all the benefits. And then there were, of course, the people that were defeated by Alexander the Great, who actually rose up against him. So this was definitely not an empire that lasted like in the way that it was shaped here. That lasted very long. And it was very much divided here. It was not a very sustainable empire, at least not in this period of time. Later on,
but this here is more than 2,000 years ago,
right?
And they have very few information and very few network,
right?
So Alexander the Great go outside, but these people, they don't know nothing at all, almost nothing at all, no newspaper. So for those Greece people, 30,000 people, what are they doing at that time? This is my concern. Right? Alexander the Great, they did a good job,
right,
moving toward to spread over Iranian countries, but actually ordinary people, they don't do nothing at all. So why these countries, they try to keep them faith, keep them, not unless they keep them faith, and they try to make harmonize, Why? How they're going to do that? This is my concern. How they're going to try to manage,
keep them happy?
Yeah, ordinary people, keep them happy. This is my concern. This is a huge Japanese government need to concern. American government or European government need to concern for that. Greece is what their kind of system did they have?
Right. So I cannot really answer that question for the Greeks. Maybe I know a little bit more about how they did it in Roman times, but for the Greeks, I to be honest with you, I thought that only a very small number of people did not have to work, and that democracy and philosophy. Oh, I thought it was less than 30,000, but it was 30,000.
No, civilian people 30,000. And the same amount of slavery. So those people, they don't need to work. And I think I can't find out any article in Japanese. So English, a tremendous amount of document they have, but I can't follow every kind of material. So this is my question. You are more easy to find out what they did doing before.
What was life like for an average citizen in Athens?
Lot of material I found out, but I can't read it through. Lot of material, lot of videos I find out, but it's difficult to. They are not focused on those issues. They focus on philosophy, democracy, politics, art, or science. That's all. That's you said. But they never focus on ordinary people what they're doing. I don't know why, but. This is my concern.
Well, it's actually that's generally true in history. Like if we look at history, then we look at wars, we look at special events.
Right, that's right.
But there's now like a new interest in history. For example, focusing on the role of women in society
exactly.
During
that's right.
the period prior to the war, etc. That's completely underlit. Or the people, the position of farmers in pre-industrialized Europe, for example, that kind of history, that there's not so much attention to it. We're always focusing on the wars, but I don't know exactly who said it, but it's a quote from somebody who said, well, actually, history is actually what we. Is that what is not, or happiness is that what we don't see in the history books? Actually, everything that happens out there, what happens and what we see in the history books are the big events, but actually real life happens in what that is not described within the history books.
I think. はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました、留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということと、それからもう一つは孫子の平和、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったんで、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後、こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えるって書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。